Yeah, let's do this. I'm going to close this. Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Braden Herrington here with a 1940s crooner who smokes a pack of cigarettes in an hour, every hour.
Yeah.
Every hour.
Believe it or not, this is Davie Portman. Yeah, I was completely out of action all weekend.
Damn.
I got hit by the flu bug.
Ugh.
I feel pretty good now. Just this voice is still like this.
You sound like one of the Simpsons, Marge Simpson's sister.
Patty.
Yeah.
Patty and Selma.
Yeah, you sound like
Yeah.
that. You're like a gremlin. So you're getting better, believe it or not.
Yeah, I don't feel bad.
We got green tea on the go.
Oh,
here,
yeah.
People. We got green tea on the go. Braden Herrington, Davie Portman for Up Next, postwrestling.com, patreon.com, Spotify, Google Play, youtube.com/upnext.
Yes.
So this is where you can find us. Follow our Twitter account at upNXT podcast, upNXT podcast. So we watched some NXT tonight.
We did.
It's the Wednesday Night Wars.
Wednesday Night Wars.
There's Star Wars.
There's Star Wars.
Right? We're recording this Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you listening know, but me and you are nerds.
I did know that.
We knew that, yes. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I messed up.
The listeners.
Yes, you, the listeners, know that me and you are nerds. We've done some Star Wars reviews.
Mm-hmm.
We have some more in the near future. And including the Mando. We're going to get some more Mandos out. We're kind of bulking some together because they're going to finale.
Yeah, so I think we'll do
Bill Burr
6 and 7 probably sometime next week.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to fit Christmas in there.
Yeah, so Christmas is wild. So
and then we'll do a standalone for the last episode.
Yeah, let's do that. So we've been watching that, and the rise of the Skywalker is coming out.
Yeah,
like today, tomorrow. It's already kind of out.
This time tomorrow, I'll be like halfway through the film.
Yeah, me as well. So we both are watching it. You are going away for the week.
Yeah, I'm off to Montreal early in the morning.
Right.
So that should be fun. And figured never been to Montreal before, so why not hit up the Cineplex on the first night?
Yep.
Luckily, my girlfriend is as into Star Wars as I am.
Right.
So
it's true love.
That's what we're doing.
Right. So are you gonna dress up?
I think I've got a Star Wars t-shirt I might be wearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There you
go. Yeah. Kim's got R2-D2 socks.
It counts.
That might be the extent of it, but
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going.
I'm very excited.
I'm probably gonna wear my Chewbacca with the surfboard when he's doing the cut loose that I rock. I'll wear that to support Chewbacca. Is he still alive? Yeah, he's alive.
The actor isn't, no. But
rest in peace, Peter Mayhew. Yeah, rest in peace. But the character, obviously.
Character's still alive and kicking,
I guess.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
So I mean, I guess we'll talk about that, so to speak, maybe in the week or so. We have like the Christmases next week. We got the holidays. Happy holidays, everyone. Happy New Year, whenever you're listening to this, whatever, all it counts. I think this is our last show of like this. We're gonna skip Christmas.
Yeah, a bit of housekeeping right here. Next Wednesday, we're gonna, we're gonna take the day off. It's Christmas Day.
It's Christmas.
Jesus' birthday.
Come on, yeah.
So we're not going to do a show next week. I know there have been some tapings. There is going to be an episode. We'll probably talk about it a bit on the following week's NXT.
But we will be making it up to you because the end of the year is now. So what do you do at the end of the year? We talk about the best and worst of the year. We're going to be doing a best and worst of NXT from 2019. Now they're doing their awards and they're telling you to go on there and vote and stuff like that. Some of their nominees and votes are kind of a little weird because it doesn't make sense. It's very kayfabe, I find.
Sure.
So on this show, we don't do that. So you can we're going to be putting out in the next little while some feedback with some of our lists for our best and worst, and we'll put that out and you can put your feedback in and we can go through that and kind of discuss it.
And I'm going to put that out on both the forum, the Post Wrestling Forum, but it'll also be on our Patreon as well. So you can have a look on there, patreon.com/upnext. Even if you're not a patron, it'll be viewable on there. Get your ballots in, get your votes in.
Now, quickly, I mean, we'll probably talk about this again later, but our Patreon if you join our Patreon, if you think a free best and worst of NXT is a cool show, well, on our Patreon, we're working on this show. It's a 2-parter. We do this thing called Best Match Ever, which has become like our favorite podcast to kind of do, where we just dissect best matches. So we thought for the best of the year, we gave it up to our patrons to tally up and send in to you, and you added them all together, the top 10 matches of the year, and we're going to run through all of them and kind of rank it, and we're going to rate them and basically go through each of these things. And watching these matches back to prepare for this has been so much fun.
Oh, it's been awesome. Yeah.
So there's been some
We've
crazy
been on a
wrestling.
bit of a high the other night.
Yeah.
We just like, right, we got to rewatch these matches, and it's like, okay, one more, then we're off to sleep.
Right.
And the matches are so good, you're left with this buzz and adrenaline going that you're going, oh, come on, let's just put on one more. And some of these matches are long.
Yeah.
There's some like pushing an hour. And
so yeah, we're roommates, and we love to watch wrestling together. But we were like, oh, let's watch one match, and then we watch another, and then another, and another. So we just stayed up. So I'm excited about that. So it's the holidays, and if you want to give us a gift, well, January 1st, sign up for our Patreon. $5 a month, you can be a North American champion, and you get all these amazing shows. So we're putting in some work for some of these shows coming up. So we deserve Christmas off next week.
Yep. Tomorrow you've got Was Next, August 15th to look forward to.
Right.
It's the semi-final of the Gold Rush tournament.
Yes.
And this Sunday we'll have another episode of Up Yours, where we are looking at.
Oh, this is crazy. Yeah. So Up Yours, if you're a world champion, $25 a month, we sent you a Christmas gift in the mail. Some of you have already got it. Shout out to our world champions. You also get to pick something for a show called Up Yours. And Brent from out there in near Calgary, in Alberta, he picked something that he had a VHS when he was a kid that he just watched over and over. WWF Greatest Hits Part 1. It's an hour-long show from April 25th, 1991. I was born in 1991. I wasn't even born when this came out. So we went and we watched it, and we did a review of that. And it's wild because
it's a fun show.
Ultimate Warrior's in it. The main event is Warrior and DiBiase. Macho's involved somehow. You got a Hogan in a tag. You get to see a little bit of everything.
You get Tugboat.
Yep.
The Barbarian.
Yeah, it's wow.
Oh, it's fantastic.
So we did that. So we've been just watching so much stuff. So that's been so much fun. We've been doing this NXT show. I know we're gonna get into the review, you people who don't like this, but we've been doing NXT for so long, and now we have our own little Patreon and our supporters, and we really love it, and we enjoy doing these shows that we've come up with because people are giving us positive reactions. So it's the time of holidays, and I'm basically bigging ourselves up. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Patting ourselves on the back.
Oh, absolutely.
So we're taking Christmas.
We're taking Christmas off, and we'll be back the following week, probably the Thursday. I believe is that the second? I think it's the first or the second. We'll have a show out.
Yeah.
We'll go over the NXT tapings.
Yeah.
And we'll do the best and worst.
Yes, perfect. So we have so many shows. But have you done your holiday shopping?
Not fully.
Oh, okay.
I still need to order a few things.
Order? It's the 18th tonight?
18th. I can order from Amazon Prime now and get it by Saturday.
Really?
It's fine.
Wow. That's fast.
It's 2019, Braden.
I don't have Prime. I don't order things
online.
I
don't understand people that don't order. I've been ordering Christmas presents online for 15 years now. It's easy.
I went to buy your present.
Oh.
And now I don't know what to get you because this is going to make me sound awful. But I went to buy you something and realized the price was way higher than I thought it should have been and was.
Oh.
So I didn't buy it.
Now you're stumped.
Yeah, I'm I love you, but I don't love you that much.
Fair enough.
So I'm a little
Amazon baby.
I'll sign up for Prime tonight.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna have to go hit the malls while you're away in Montreal.
Mm.
I'll go find something. What do you want? What do you need? I got a week.
Got a week.
What can I get? What do you need? Don't tell me what you buy, but what do you give me something that you need.
Clean dishes for a year.
That's not.
I don't ever want to see anything in the sink ever for a year. That's it. That's it. Even 6 months.
Roommate gift cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I don't like this idea. Just
you don't have to spend anything. I'll buy the fucking dishwashing.
Let's get a dishwasher.
No. There's 2 of us.
You can get a dishwasher.
No.
Oh.
Where would we put it?
In your room.
What? Why my room?
I've
already got a studio set up in here.
Which, by the way, your Kairi Sane cutout has a
bandage on her
head tonight
Kairi.
because of last week's TLC.
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
I did, yeah.
You're the big Kairi Sane super fan. How did that make you feel?
It's worrying, really, like to see that they didn't really do anything about it. I think it was obvious to everyone that something had happened to Kairi in that match, and they didn't stop it. Or, I mean, it's a tag match. You can write her out of the match. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And just carry on.
I know Becky like rolls her under the ring or something, like gets rid of her for a while.
But like, should she be powerbombed through tables and shit after that? No.
Yeah.
It was worrying.
Yeah.
I hope she's okay, and I think it's going to really make them kind of like the company look at themselves and think, what should we do now? Because that's twice this year. You had that in the Goldberg match as well, the Taker Goldberg match, where you've got a clear concussion during the match.
I mean, it happens.
Of course it happens. Like, it's going to happen again. It's a combat sport.
I mean, I actually didn't really like the whole show, TLC. I was actually working Sunday during the day, and I me, put your crosses up for the main roster. Don't watch that shit. No, but I was like, TLC's on. I have your login for the network, so I was like, let's just watch TLC. So I did that, and I was just like, this is, I don't know, maybe because we did Best Match Ever and we watched all the TLCs, like the Hardys and Dudleys and ENC, and then I kind of watched this pay-per-view and I was like, oh, this is not.
I just think I hate the TLC pay-per-view. I hate the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And they're they used to be 2 of my favorite gimmick matches to have. And the luster's completely worn off from it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know the opening tag match was going to be a ladder match. It was announced 2 days before or something.
And even that was good, but it just wasn't anything that like
that was good, but we've just seen so much of that now. Yeah. I really enjoyed Buddy Murphy.
Yes. Push both these guys.
Aleister Black. I thought that was fantastic.
These guys have just been on the back burner. Now in NXT, we've watched them in 205. You've seen Buddy Murphy, and like they're both amazing. Like Aleister Black should be one of the biggest stars.
Yeah.
Like we've seen him when he came back from the injury in NXT, he kicks in the doors and he's kicking people left and right. That was like Stone Cold style, like coming in there whooping ass. Now this guy's like knock on my door and talking weird and like it's just weird.
Part of me, because on Raw this week they seem to continue the feud. Part of me thinks if you don't have good singles plans for them, like they'd make a kick-ass tag team.
Yeah, they would.
Like if they were suddenly to go, right, we're going to invest some time in the tag division.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine those 2 against like the Revival or New Day or Usos or teams like that?
One of my favorite matches was Aleister Black and Ricochet against the Viking Raiders at TakeOver New York. So I mean, he's a good tag team wrestler, but I love the match, but I felt like I wanted more. And didn't he get like his nose busted up and stuff?
He got his nose busted, yeah.
That was my favorite match of the night.
It was the best match for me. But yeah, the show just went further and further downhill.
Yeah, I felt like it. I wasn't a big fan. We did watch also the TakeOver Target leading up to tonight for the main event, Shayna Bazler and Rhea Ripley. And in this thing, this was like a shorter one, like what?
It's 15 minutes.
Yeah, it shows Shayna Bazler and her Mustang, her muscle car that she loves, and says that, everyone wants to be the Tesla. Everyone wants the Tesla. You want to be hot. You want to be flashy. You want to be the new best thing. But you see, I'm the old reliable. I'm the Mustang. And I'm going to beat Rhea Ripley by doing what I know. And then listed the people in her list of victims of the Tapper nap. Ember Moon, Kairi Sane, Nikki Cross, Bianca Belair, Io Shirai, Mia Yim, Candice LeRae, and technically Bayley / Becky Lynch at the same damn time.
Yeah.
So this was cool. But then it shows Rhea Ripley from training when she was like really young, like 19, in tryouts in Melbourne, Australia. So it was cool. It was like good to like get.
It was one of my least favorite Prime targets, to be honest. I thought because it was a bit too kayfabe for me.
Okay.
I like it when I'd have liked to have gone more in depth with Shayna's training and that kind of thing. More Shayna's background, whereas Shayna's side was more, it was a bit promo-y And it's like, we've seen enough from that on TV.
I'm
Whereas I loved
kinda
like the
Shayna.
Walter Bate one where it was like Walter and his school and that kind of thing. And you saw that a bit with Rhea with her past. I just thought they could have gone more in depth with Shayna there.
Yeah, I don't like her promos that much. So I don't like how she just kind of, you said she reminds you of Nelson from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And I kind of haven't unforgotten that. But no, to me, it sounds very scripted to me whenever she's kind of talking in a lot of this. And the video package, I mean, the video is cool, but the video package, they kind of shortened this for their match later tonight that we'll get into. And it was like a really cool video package to get you really hyped up. But yeah, you're right. Like, need to be more serious than just her talking shit, really.
Yeah.
I guess. So, I mean, I guess we should get into NXT, but one last thing before we do. Wednesday nights is usually Wine Wednesdays, but yours is now more like Neo Citron Wednesdays.
It is, yeah.
Or green tea.
No, it's Neo Citron.
You're drinking Neo Citron while recording a podcast about wrestling.
Yeah,
that's amazing. So we had our Wednesday night meal, our NXT. We don't have a name for our recipes. Like what? The NXT recipes? The food?
I don't know.
Someone said, and instead of NXT Takeover, NXT Takeout.
Yeah, I like that.
But I mean, we could.
But we're in.
What we're taking it, we're making it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to take credit. So what will we call our up next recipes or our things? Let us know. But this week we made something. You made something. I don't even remember what I made last week. Oh, we had like fajitas.
We had fajitas. Fajitas.
Fajitas. Yeah. Nice. And this week you decide you were eyeing something. John Pollock recommended us to eat at a very high class, low key,
lucrative, like secret
place that served us some Thai food. And what was the dish that we had?
It was khao soi gai.
Yeah, this type of chicken, this Thai food. So you wanted to make it. So you made that tonight. You were like cooking away. It made the whole house smell amazing. So explain what this is, because I don't even know what
it's like. It's a Thai coconut but spicy soupy curry. It's more like soupy than, it's not a thick curry.
Sure.
Yeah. So
with some noodles and chicken, and it was
got noodles, chicken, vegetables. I was pretty pleased.
Yeah, it was amazing. It tasted just like the place. Yeah. You could work at a Vietnamese. Thai place?
Thai, I think.
Yeah, you could work at one. You could be like, look, I'll make you this, and if I can't do a good job,
I needed to get the crispy noodles to go on top. That's what was missing.
Nice. All right.
But what did we decide to call it?
Well, that's what I'm confused, because I don't remember. It's called Kai Soy Chicken.
Khao Soi Gai.
Kai Soy Gai Chicken.
Yeah.
And I wanted to call it Kyle
Soy Riley.
Yeah.
Kyle Soy Riley.
Kyle Soy Riley Chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I like that.
I know someone replied with a better one, but I'm trying to remember what it is. But and someone said Chicken Kyle Guiley. So
I like that. It's even
like he took mine and like made it, updated.
Yeah.
So I think mine's the winner though.
Kyle Soy Riley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what it
is.
Really delicious. Look this recipe up, people.
Yeah, it was pretty easy. Really. Yeah. Like, it takes a bit of time, but
yeah,
it was nice.
Really good.
Yeah.
I like it spicy. I like it hot. So now we can get into the NXT chat. Okay. All right. NXT from Wednesday, December 18th, 2019, Full Sail University. We're starting the show. It was announced with the NXT World Championship match with limited commercial interruption, meaning this match is going to play out like a
movie.
Yeah.
Like it should. No breaks.
Yeah, that's how I enjoy my wrestling. So Adam Cole, baby, will be defending his championship against Finn Balor, who won the triple threat match last week. So he's the number one contender, and he gets this shot tonight. Now, Finn Balor comes out, and he's got new Titantron, new tights, jacket, and a new shirt now that's available on WWE Shop. And it's like he's changed his name from Finn Balor to Prince Balor. So I'm kind of cool with it. He does the more rock and roller type Prince Devitt type stuff. So it's really cool. The shirt he put up is awesome, actually, the new Prince Balor shirt. But Kona Reeves on Twitter replied to Finn tweeting it out and said, "Yeah, that's cool, but mine's better." And I don't know if you've seen the Kona Reeves shirt on WWE Shop, but order now. And someone send me one. Someone send me a Kona Reeves shirt. I want it.
Shucks, I've already got your Christmas present.
Oh. Can I get you that? They won't. I won't. Sure. If I order from WWE,
the shipping's like the same as the fucking shirt itself.
Yeah, we're in Canada.
You could just make one. You could make something better.
I'm a pretty. Yeah, I could. All right. Go look at those shirts. Prince Balor versus Adam Cole, NXT Championship. The match starts off, and Mauro reminds us that this Irishman had an NXT Championship reign just as long as the Irishman, which I still haven't seen yet because it's so damn long. You have to spend a day and like.
It is on at the new cinema down the road, so I kind of want to go and see it there and check out the new spot.
Yeah, we did have a new cinema just open up right near us. So they go counter for counter early on. Like Cole goes for the super kick. There's the like standing double feet stomp miss as well. There's a PK miss because Cole just super kicks him like right in like the ankle where he's going for the kick off the apron. So Adam Cole has kind of won the counter for counter spot. So he's just better at that reaction time. And that is what the commentators are telling me. They then go for like more so it's kind of rest holds here where Adam Cole is just kind of working headlock, chokehold, all that kind of stuff. Finn fights out of it, hits a final cut. Then there's like a sling blade, but then when he's running and getting super hyped up, he eats a super kick for a 2 from Adam Cole. There's a series of pump kicks and the like overhead back kick, not the Pele kick.
Right? The overhead kick.
The overhead kick. And then the Panama Sunrise is countered to the 1916, but that's countered into my personal favorite wrestling move, the Ushigoroshi, but the suplex lift into the Ushigoroshi. Therefore, the Sushi Goroshi. Hey, we should make sushi sometimes and then legit just call it the Sushi Goroshi.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, wait, didn't Charbel, one of our biggest listeners, our Patreon and all that, make one? I think he did.
He's like the lit Sushi Goroshi or something like that because he uses a flamethrower, not flamethrower.
Yeah,
like a blowtorch.
He actually uses a blowtorch.
Yeah.
This guy works and he makes sushi and he uses a blowtorch. We got to get the recipe to make the Sushi Goroshi, definitely. So the double stomp from Finn Balor standing, then the shotgun drop kick. There's like a move where they're outside. He throws Adam Cole and shotgun drop kicks him into the front row. Now, lately, they've just been doing
pretty much every week now.
Yeah, every week they're just taking out people. If this makes me scared to go to Full Sail. If I get front row, then I could be injured.
I really hope it's just signing a waiver as you sit down rather than plants. It's just like, you know, if you sit here, you might get splashed kind of thing.
I don't know. I feel like some of them were workers. Obviously.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So that happens, and they go back into the ring. Now, Mauro was calling the shotgun dropkick the John Woo dropkick. So someone fill me in on the information on that, or if that's more of a recent change, the name of it, because you know Finn likes to name moves. Maybe that's what he's doing. So there's the John Woo dropkick, which sets up for the coup de grace. But there's also the last shot from Adam Cole, but Finn Balor kicks out of it. So Adam Cole does his classic memeable, gifable face where he's so shocked, which then gets him kind of fucked over, which allows Finn to get him with the shotgun, the John Woo. He goes up top for the double stomp, but out walks Johnny Gargano out on the ramp. This, of course, causes a huppaloo, a distraction here. I think it's the referee who kind of looks over. Like
the referee gets more distracted than Cole and Balor here.
He's like, "Hey, what are you doing? We're having a fucking world title match over. Who's that up there? Who is that with that haircut?"
Yeah,
and he looks up
nice
there.
Haircut, by the way. Johnny.
Really great haircut. Yeah. # Johnny haircut.
Yeah.
He looked. Yeah, we'll get to that. So Johnny's just chilling. This, of course, the ref's not looking. Adam Cole hits a low blow to Finn Balor's balls. Hits the last shot, and Adam Cole retains the NXT Championship. This was awesome. This was so much fun. I feel like this is a match easily you could go down the line at another takeover or something, and they could really kind of like, because it was good, but I feel like it wasn't hitting the big feel that I felt like these two would have.
Yeah, there were things I did like, and things I actually really didn't like. I liked the targeting of Balor's ankle.
Yeah.
So all throughout the super kicks Cole was hitting often were to the legs, to the ankle, and it paid off for when he went for the coup de grace and misses, he kind of twists his ankle, tweaks it, which caused Cole to hit the last shot. I thought that was great. I didn't like the no selling of the big moves. Now, I'm not one who gets caught up in kicking out of a finisher. I don't mind that. But you had finishers or big moves where the other guy would just stand up to super kick the other dude. And they weren't selling it at all. And it once maybe is cool, but this happened 3 or 4 times in this match. And it was kind of like, come on, I felt like it was cheating because you have that big style of match that you expect. Yeah. So you expect the near falls in this. And I just thought it was a bit too often going to the well there.
It's not, you mean like they're getting up instantly from these like.
Yeah, so it was like shotgun. It was like the standing stomp to the chest.
Yeah, Finn Balor
and then going up and
stomp.
Cole just stands up and super kicks.
Sure.
And then there's the pump kick from Balor into the super kick from Cole. And then it happened again down the line. It was just a bit too much for me. And as I said, I don't mind the near falls, but when you're just receiving a devastating move, which is the setup to a finish, and you're just getting back on your feet.
Who do you think you are? Ishii?
Yeah.
Ishii's
but it wasn't even like a power up.
Yeah.
Like when Ishii takes the German and rises back up, it's a Hulk up moment.
Yeah.
Whereas this like, oh, I've got to get back up to hit the super kick.
Oh.
I just found it a bit cheap.
Yeah.
I did find they went to that barricade 3 times in the match, and each time the lads were still trapped under it.
They're still hanging out.
They hadn't figured out how to get it back up.
You don't know how to get out of it.
Maybe Full Sail should now invest in like proper barricades.
Wow.
Like WWE ones.
You might need to.
I really quite liked the finish.
Yeah, it saves him. I mean, we can talk about what happens after.
Yeah. Well,
because Johnny Gargano just kind of walks out, and it's the whole distraction here. But now Johnny grabs a steel chair, and he starts smacking the shit out of Finn Balor. He's smacking him up. And then Finn Balor eventually just kind of runs off. Gargano kind of looks at the ramp where he was taken out. And this guy took me out of my takeover thing, essentially, is what Mauro was reminding of us. And then he walks off.
Yeah.
So, but Johnny's got this new look. He's got a new haircut.
Mm-hmm.
It's the next evolution of the Rebel Heart. He doesn't like. I'm not saying he looked like a geek, but I mean, some people will say that he did, but because I don't think he ever did. But he looked cool, like he looked badass.
He looked less baby facey.
Yeah,
and I mean that as in like a baby face, not the good guy thing. We theorized last week that Johnny would return, and cost Balor the match, but we were going, how do you do that without Gargano looking like a dick and like getting a boo, like getting a bad reaction?
The crowd was hot for Finn and Cole.
Exactly.
Obviously.
And I think they did this right with Gargano didn't touch any of them. He just walked out. And it was the ref who kind of fucked up here by being distracted, allowing Cole to cheat to win, which it protects all of them in that situation. Sure. The only person who looks dumb is the ref.
Yeah.
And you're a WWE ref. You're going to look dumb all the time. And then at the end with the chair attack to Finn running off, it heals him because he looks like a little bitch, like running away, chicken shit heel, rather than standing up. I think it worked really well. And I'm glad, I guess, Gargano's cleared now. So I'm glad we'll head towards that match.
Gargano comes down and he walked right by Adam Cole. Didn't even look at him. Just walked right by. He's like, nah, fuck you. I just need Finn Balor. So obviously we're going to get that in the new year. I mean, we have TakeOver Portland coming out in February.
It's Portland.
I mean, we also have Worlds Collide. You could just throw that match on that show. It's a TakeOver show. Just put that. I would be okay with that.
February's not too far off. I think when NXT comes back, you're talking 6 weeks.
Sure.
To build it. I think I'd prefer it at a TakeOver. Rather than this Worlds Collide thing.
I like the look. I like Johnny's haircut. He looks like he looks like he's like at a concert. So our next match is Damian Priest versus Killian Dane.
Yeah, I just giggled because I'm looking at my notes and I've got Damian Priest versus Damian Priest. That's kind of how I felt about this.
I feel like I've seen this match a lot.
I do too. I don't think we have actually seen this match. I'm not sure. Maybe once.
Like it feels
but just
like
the combination of these three
with Pete
has gone on since the debut on USA. So
I'm over it.
Which put me in a negative frame of mind before the match started. I'm just bored of this now.
Yeah, Damian Priest and Killian Dane and Pete Dunne had the triple threat Survivor Series weekend, and the winner got to face Cole. Now they had a good match. Something just maybe it didn't make it anything that kind of like blew me away. So now I feel like you need to kind of step up to get your spot back, and it still didn't feel like that here, at least for me. So Damian Priest, Killian Dane. There's a lot of like ground bear hugs from Killian Dane. Obviously, he looks like a bear almost. Like the crowd is chanting "Shave your back" a lot at him, which is quite rude. Quite, I mean, hey, it's personal manscaping is personal.
Yeah,
obviously, but I mean, did you see his back?
It's Velcro, isn't it? Yeah.
Ooh, you can just hear it. It doesn't look rough though. Maybe he shampoos it.
Fluffs out. Yeah.
So the crowd's chanting like they just don't care about this match and just want him to shave his back hair. So it must be that distracting for this Full Sail crowd because they're care.
Just trying to entertain themselves.
I guess. There's a spot where Dane puts Priest in the corner, kind of like Sasha Banks, but the person's like laying on their side,
wedged into the ropes,
and then runs and hits like double knees to the ribs. And this is where the story of like how he's hurting the ribs of Priest. There's a nasty baseball slide. There's the back senton, and then he's in the ring and he's like about to hit Priest with some other move, and the crowd again chants "Shave your back." So he like turns to the one side that's like super loud and he says, "This is for you." And then he hits a fisherman's suplex for a 2 count and then a shotgun dropkick. Now, Killian Dane doing a shotgun dropkick is cool, but I just saw Balor do it like 4 times in the last match, and Balor makes it look good. I call it the like dropkick of death because you just die when you get hit with this. But when Dane did it, I was like, all right, cool. So maybe not. Maybe go over your moves with people before you maybe do stuff. I mean, he does it all the time. Everyone does. You can't just claim moves, but still, when you see a lot in the last match, it was weird. We go to a commercial. We come back. Damian Priest hits a flatliner. There's some sort of springboard tope from Damian Priest to the outside, which is crazy. He almost like slips, but he still caught himself. So there's like it looked like he could have hurt himself. There's then back in the ring a huge sit-out choke bomb that they call South of Heaven. And then Dane kind of gets out of that. It's only a 2 count. He hits what looked like a Kevin Nash style jackknife powerbomb. And then he hits like a standing elbow drop. Priest kicks out of that and they fight. And somehow Damian Priest hits the not the shittiest crossroads.
I can't remember what he calls it.
He calls it the Reckoning.
That's the one.
Yeah, but I mean, Cody's been making fun of someone on this show doing the Crossroads, and then MJF doing the Crossroads. Well, he did a pretty good Crossroads.
Yeah, it looks all right.
Yeah, everyone does a Crossroads.
Yeah,
but Cody, staying on that, likes to say that other people kind of steal his move. Cody steals everyone's moves. I've been watching Cody matches. I'm like, watch one Ospreay match, bud. One Ospreay match. Anyways, that's a different show. I'll be doing an AEW show on our Patreon tomorrow. You're going away. I've invited Jesse from the 6th to chat all about AEW on our Patreon tomorrow. So look for that. So then there's the Reckoning, and Damian Priest kills Killian Dane with that and beats him. So now Priest is all hyped up and he's like, I needed that win. Like that's what he keeps kind of looking at the camera and saying. So I don't know. What do you think about this?
This wasn't a bad match, but I think as soon as it started, I was checked out because I feel like I've seen these two so much recently. And one of the things I love about NXT is the matches usually feel pretty fresh. So just going to the well again with this one, I like the story with just Dane constantly targeting the ribs of Priest. But I prefer these two against smaller guys, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think when they're against each other, it's just a little dull for me.
I think so too.
And I think you've got the uninterrupted world title match to start the show. I think you should have continued being hot and had the Kushida Grimes match here.
Yeah.
And then if people stay here to watch that, you're like, you know what, I'll watch AEW after.
Yeah.
Whereas I think here it's okay, I've seen that one. Let's see what's on the other channel now.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think if you stayed watching a show for a good kind of hour by the end of this match, you're probably going to stay.
Yeah, I think putting this kind of cooled me off so much. I was so getting into the whole Gargano coming out and beating up Finn, that whole match with Cole. And then this really cooled me down.
I mean, it was promised a couple of weeks ago, and then we got the Dunne match because Priest was injured.
Right.
I'm hoping this is just it now.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no angle after Priest won convincingly. It's time for them to move on.
Yeah. Damian Priest needs to go back to the Blade Club.
Yeah.
That's where he hangs out, right?
He's got his New Year's ticket where he was an early bird. He's got his New Year's early bird ticket.
He's one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah. I mean, hey, actually, New Year's Eve, Comfort Zone's reopening in Toronto.
Oh, God.
Are we going?
Same, different location.
New location.
Yeah.
Again, lucrative secret.
Where is it?
I can't tell you on the show.
Where is it?
I don't know. There's no way I get you to go there.
No.
There's an announcement. The Dusty Rhodes Classic, the Dusty Classic, the tag team tournament. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, it's back, baby.
Nice.
He's just I love talking like Dusty. A whole baby. Bicycle. This is kind of, I mean, they were doing this for years now, but I feel like, isn't that so weird? We were watching Cody Rhodes on the other show, and then we're talking about Dusty Rhodes here on this show. So the Dusty Classic coming back in 2020.
What teams do you see this year?
Undisputed Era.
Undisputed Era. You've got Forgotten Sons.
Oh yeah.
I'd imagine we'll have maybe. I think the final could be at Worlds Collide. So you could have Grizzled Young Vets. You could have Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster. You can have Imperium. Do you see any makeshift teams?
Maybe some of the 205
Lee and
guys.
Dijak, maybe.
Yeah, sure. Any of the cruiserweight guys.
I usually really enjoy this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, so I kind of forgot that it happened early last year.
Yeah.
Or this year, rather. And I was like, man, who even won that match? And you reminded me that it was Ricochet and Aleister Black, which then went to fight the Viking Raiders at that amazing match in New York TakeOver. So, I mean, yeah, this does kind of lead to different stuff. So we'll see what happens with the Dusty Classic. But up next, two guys who will probably most likely not be a tag team. But if they were, I'd be so down for it, but definitely not happening. Cameron Grimes and Kushida going one-on-one. Now, I'm not sure if you watched last week, but Kushida, get this, stole Cameron Grimes' hat.
God damn it.
He stole the Babadook hat. Take my life, take my eyes, take my soul, but not my hat. Wow.
To be fair, my girlfriend had a hat stolen from work recently.
Yeah, you were telling me.
And she lost her shit as well. She's like, I want that person fired. I want a match in Florida next Wednesday. And I want my hat back.
Wow. Hat on a pole match.
Hat on a pole match.
So Kushida is a thief.
Yeah.
And stole the Rob Zombie, the cowboy-esque, the...
How can you be mad at Kushida, though? He comes out with his cheeky little grin.
He's so
and
funny.
His Art Attack shorts.
Yeah. Hello. So the Art Attack shorts versus Hangman's tights.
Yeah.
Hangman Page. Cameron Grimes needs to go away from more of the country.
No, he should embrace that more.
You think he wants to be?
He sounds way more country than Page does.
All right, let's do it.
Like you heard his accent, he's a country boy.
Oh, he is. Yeah. Oh yeah. North Carolina.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited for this match because I love it, and I need to know what happens with the fucking hat.
Oh god,
like, yeah. Like you can't just walk around and say someone's hat.
What was the match?
This is
crazy feuds. We've had Jericho and Kane had a feud over spilt coffee.
Yes.
Booker T and Edge had a feud over
shampoo.
This could be up there. The hat.
What did he do? Why are you so mad at? Why do you want this match? This fucking guy stole my hat. So they're gonna have a fucking match. The winner keeps the hat. This is crazy. What if he should steal his fucking life preserver?
His DeLorean.
That was a rental that one time at Wrestle Kingdom. It was a rental. God. So this match is awesome, and let's get into it. Kushida is doing the I'm out wrestling you, like going on top, spinning around, just kind of like showboating here. Then starts hitting like arm bars and arm drags and a beautiful, one of my favorite moves, hip toss into an arm bar. Like hip toss into the flying arm bar. Dude, come on.
What I love as well is they did the classic, Irish whip, drop down, leapfrog, all that. It's one of the spots you've seen in pretty much every match ever, and you know how it goes. And then hits the hip toss but into the arm bar. And it just surprises you and looks so cool.
It's such a clean move. It looks so
cool. He does it so well.
It reminds me of like a Back to the Future, like hoverboard lock. Because he's like, you're flying.
Yeah.
You're literally like, you've got to have power. So there's a double like chicken wing that he's using his like legs to contort. Trevor Lee here. Oh, sorry. Cameron Grimes. Wow. That's the first time I did that. They go to break. During the break, there's some sort of like the crossbody Spanish fly that Cameron Grimes does.
Yeah.
Right. That move's pretty cool as well. But I never know who's getting hurt in it.
What should we call it? The country fly?
The country fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Country fly.
That should be his theme song. His theme song is also very country, actually.
That's his gimmick.
Damn it. Is he a cowboy?
It's like going, The Undertaker. That theme sounds kind of spooky.
Is he dead?
Sounds kind of like a funeral march to me.
He wouldn't be dead, would he? Kushida is dead here because he goes for some sort of back handspring, and he gets caught into this. There's this move that you see Brock Lesnar German suplex people. You've seen Kurt Angle suplex people. You've seen everyone do it. There's different types, but I don't think I've ever seen one that looked like a propeller here.
Yeah.
Like spinning him out. This must be dangerous because think about it. You've never seen people spinning when you hit you with a German suplex. You're landing, on a bad, really.
Your shoulders, your neck, like.
So it's like he goes for his snap, like, is it the float over into that German spot? But Kushida blocks it with the wheelbarrow going for like a victory roll. But he counters that, has him in the wheelbarrow, puts him back in the German. But while he's all doing this, he's spinning and nails him with this German. This looked like a windmill. It looked fucking crazy. And Kushida kicked out of it. I was like, damn, this is impressive. Really awesome. Kushida in there also hits this like innovative move himself where he's like, they're going back and forth and he hits this move where it's like, is it the Shirai or something like that? Like the sliced bread almost, where you going up, not hitting a cutter, you go all the way over and like the guy falls.
I thought this was Grimes hitting this on Kushida.
No.
So like Kushida was the one who like floated over.
Yeah.
But I thought he was the one taking the impact here. It looked cool, whatever it was. Yeah. I'll have to go back and rewatch.
There's a spot where Cam Grimes is going for his double stomp, the OG stomp, the cave in. He goes for that, but it's blocked. There's then the cartwheel kick from Kushida, sending Grimes to the outside. Kushida goes up top on the turnbuckle to the outside, hits a crazy, beautiful swan dive tope to the outside onto Grimes, but he like lands a little overshot, just a tiny bit, and like hurts his hips, like jerks his hips or something.
Looked painful.
It you could just see he's like, ouch.
His reaction to this like looked like
great Scott.
When you stub your toe, it's like
it just hurts.
You're fine. You're absolutely fine, but it fucking kills.
Yeah.
And that looked like this. It's like it's something that in 5 minutes it'll be shaken off, it'll be fine. But you see the pain in his eyes. He's like, oh fuck, that hurt.
He's like, he wishes he could go back in his DeLorean 5 minutes before he did that. So
it looked beautiful though.
Yeah, it did. He does that great.
You don't normally see like it was more of a swanton, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so like him standing.
The swan dive, the swanton. They go back into the ring and there's this like crazy up. He somehow is still fighting back from the hip, even though his hips are hurting. There's a spot where they're up top and he like counters some sort of like victory roll splash off the top rope, which kind of like sends Grimes face first, but it's only a 2 count. There's the roundhouse kick from Grimes, the Tanaka style punch. Then there's the cave in from Cameron Grimes, and he pins Kushida just like that. Now, I mentioned we saw the Finn Balor match earlier where he does the jumping double stomp, but no one does it as good as the guy who made it.
He manages to get up to like your like level with your shoulders, like your collarbone. It's so high.
White man can't jump.
Oh boy.
But damn, can he? Damn, he fucking goes in. I love how he calls it the cave-in, because it literally feels like my chest would be killing if you hit this. And Kushida sold it just like as you would get hit with it, and he beat him there. This match was so much fun. I think I could watch these two kind of wrestle over and over again, just because Kushida I've watched for so long in New Japan and his crossovers with Ring of Honor and all that stuff. And now to see him here, it's almost as if everything's kind of reset for him, because they don't he's not placed in a main level spot. He was never he was a junior heavyweight and tag kind of guy. So he's still got to kind of earn his stuff here in WWE. And then you have Cameron Grimes, who's was kind of an indie guy. He's still so young, but from what I've seen from him in Impact and the Hardys and all that stuff, he's my next Daniel Bryan type guy. He's gonna go so far. He just gets everything, and he continues to.
He's so innovative and just makes every move look just different from how anyone else hits it. I think Cameron Grimes is incredible. He
even hit this one move where it is like Matt Hardy, where he has you in a fireman, he spins you out and hits the side effect, which is crazy as well. But
now, if I were to ask you this a few months ago, I think it would be no, absolutely no. But now with how the cruiserweights have been integrated, and we saw that phenomenal match last week between Lio Rush and Angel Garza.
Yeah.
How would you feel about that for a first title for Kushida to go to for?
Yeah, true. That's
don't you think against a Garza or a Rush or those kind of guys?
He is the OG, he's the junior heavyweight.
Exactly.
When I think of that title.
And it could I think they started to legitimize. Is that a word?
Sure,
it is now. Legitimize the cruiserweight title, and I think maybe that might be a good spot for him, for a first takeover match.
Sure,
I don't know.
He hasn't had a takeover match, has he?
Not yet.
No. So, and I was saying I don't think he's ever lost. Well, I think he lost to Walter.
He lost to Walter,
but he got the cave-in here. You ain't kicking out of that, and I love it. The cave-in is really out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So I think we could go back to this as well. We're talking about how we could revisit things down the line. Well, this is something I am really interested in. Something else I'm super interested in is, I didn't mention his hat.
Oh, he gets the hat back.
After the match, he goes over, he picks up the hat, he puts the hat back on his head, and man, is he excited.
Now I know you don't watch Raw a great deal.
No, why?
But are you aware of the Eric Rowan story?
No.
So Eric Rowan keeps bringing a cage to the ring.
Right.
He fights a local jobber, and the jobber keeps going to look at the cage to see what's in it.
I don't know if you're lying.
No, this is true. No one knows what's in the cage because it's got a towel over it.
Right.
So, and then Eric Rowan sees the guy go for the cage, loses his shit, and kills the guy.
Okay.
And then takes the cage back, peeks in.
Is this Willard?
It's all right.
He's got a rat or something?
I would love it to be revealed. It's Cameron Grimes' hat.
What's in the cage? It's the hat.
Just this hat. Everyone's fighting for the hat. Forget the streak. Forget the titles.
Where did you even get that hat?
It's a nice hat.
Where did you get it? I want
You like hats. You should switch it up.
Wow, you think you want me to rock a hat like that?
Peacock.
I went to I'm not country enough. I'm a city boy.
Yeah, that's why it's peacocking.
I went to Nashville once and I did try on some cowboy hats and I was like, good Lord.
This isn't even a cowboy hat though.
No, his is a weird,
it's like a top hat.
It's like a crossbreed.
Yeah.
It's not quite slash.
It's a hybrid.
Yeah, it's weird. That's why I call it the Rob Zombie. He wears those types. Yeah, it's an interesting hat, and he's got it back.
He
should have stole the Back to the Future vest
from
Kushida, and then been like, "Fuck you."
The glasses or whatever.
Yeah, would have been awesome. But I'm happy he got the hat back, and I'm very happy about this. Io Shirai,
she's back.
She is back, and she is having a match against Santana Garrett. Now, when I first saw and heard the name Santana, I got excited and thought Rob Thomas was going to come out, but that was not the case. Santana Garrett, though, she was signed within this year, and that was kind of maybe
early this year, I think.
She was kind of another indie kind of darling here. She looks like Wonder Woman, coming out with her gear here. But as I always say, Io Shirai, the genius of the sky, gets me high. There's the handsprings from Io where she's just doing backflips on backflips on backflips. Santana somehow gets in these head scissor attempt, but again, Io literally counters that into another handspring. Santana is tired of her doing handsprings, starts beating her up, and Santana Garrett hits what you think is a fantastic move.
Oh, can I?
Yeah, take over, please.
She hits a side Russian leg sweep.
Right. So we're watching this together, roommates and all, and you literally said the words. You're like, Santana's not doing it quite well enough for me, and then she hits this move, and you're like, okay, I got to get into this match. And then you didn't
favorite wrestler.
Yeah, and then you're like, he's my new favorite wrestler, women's wrestler of the year, side Russian leg sweep from Santana Garrett, only a 2 count. There's some sort of like flip and then a handspring into elbows into the corner. There's a suplex into like a float over pin from Garrett. She's like doing really impressive moves here. She then does a Muda lock on Io Shirai, a classic Japanese wrestler, legendary wrestler submission move on a Japanese wrestler. So this is insult to injury, but the Muda lock looked awesome. So yeah. I think I need to see more of Santana Garrett, because I look at her and I think, like she's like really good looking, has a really cool look. Like I said, Wonder Woman-esque. But like, is she like a good wrestler, or is she just like some sort of like fitness model or something like that? But then in this match, like she was really impressive, I have to say. But it wasn't enough. Io Shirai gets to the ropes, almost in like a baby face kind of thing. Maybe they're kind of turning her, realizing that the character can stay this, but be kind of a good guy.
Yeah.
And Io Shirai then hits like her Meteora into the corner, the knees to the face, then goes up top and hits the moonsault to Santana Garrett and pins her just like that. Io Shirai, the genius of this guy. I love her. She's the best.
I know you do.
Like she's fantastic. That moonsault is amazing.
Yeah.
This was like more to the legs, but still just crazy.
I thought this was really good. I always like in NXT how they, in a sort of squash match, they give the other person a lot. Yeah. Like I thought Santana Garrett looked great here. We all knew Io Shirai is going to win. She's one of the top stars in the company.
Yeah.
We haven't seen much of Garrett at all. I think this is her second time. Maybe we've seen her.
Maybe.
But I like that they gave a lot of stuff to Santana where she looked great.
She's so smooth.
Yeah. I thought this was great.
Yeah, I need to see more of Io Shirai though, and I'm okay if she kind of goes in the babyface direction. But as long as I see more Io, then I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. The Joshi Judas. But there was some information that was shared with me about Io Shirai by the commentary during this match. One Mauro Ranallo congratulated Io Shirai on her. I don't know how to say this.
She's engaged to Evil.
She's engaged to New Japan Pro Wrestler Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
How does that make you feel?
Our next match is a teaser for the Worlds Collide show, UK NXT versus NXT Normal. Now I'm gonna lay some facts down, and you tell me if this sounds correct. All right, I'm gonna state you true, hard, cold facts about this upcoming match. Pete Dunne, representing NXT.
Pete Dunne, longest reigning UK champion of all time.
Where's he from?
From the UK, from Birmingham.
Okay. Representing NXT.
Yep.
Pete Dunne. Representing NXT UK, the Kiwi buzzsaw, Travis Banks. Sorry, where is he from?
New Zealand.
Okay, sorry. Right. Pete Dunne from the UK, representing NXT, and the guy from New Zealand, Travis Banks, from NXT UK. All right, just so we're keeping score. But Worlds Collide, in January.
Who needs borders? Immigration, baby. I'm Canadian now.
Is this Brexit? Is that how Brexit works?
Brexit's doing the opposite.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're getting the Kiwis out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Wow. Okay. So we have Pete Dunne and Travis Banks. Now, besides all that, this is in a match that instantly sparked my eye here. I was like, oh, hey, what's going on here? What's going on? Pete Dunne and Travis Banks, that should be really good. We've watched some progress. You've made me watch some UK wrestling a few years back, and he was one of the guys we would be watching, and very impressive. Progress announced a show on SummerSlam weekend, Travis Banks versus Devlin. I had to go to see that match because two of my favorites from that scene over there. And didn't this guy just wrestle last week?
Yeah.
Didn't he get like beat up? Didn't he bleed?
But he won. He won.
He did. The Kiwi won.
Jackson Riker.
So he's going up against Pete Dunne here tonight. They do the classic, like, kind of brawling and scuffling. There's the drop downs, drop ups, and Travis hits like a drop kick while Pete Dunne kind of is doing the drop down. Cool spot, but it was so fast I couldn't even tell what really happened. I was like, what just happened? Then there's like the slaps to the chest to kind of wake him up. Pete Dunne hits the X-Plex on the apron, the hardest part of the ring. During the break, we get the picture-in-picture, and Dunne starts to work the fingers. I'll break your fingers. So he continues to do that. He then starts to chop. There's a chop versus forearm, like smash versus smashing fight here. There's like a drop kick and cannonball in the corner from Travis Banks. There's the suicide dive, or what they call the lope.
Yeah, because it's under the second rope.
So you're running so fast, you do a suicide dive through the.
Austin Aries does it.
Yeah. I guess if you're like shorter, you can hit those things, because Rey Mysterio always goes through that rope. He
goes through the bottom one.
Yeah. He definitely does. So the lope, which looked really cool. There's a spot where they're going for. There's the moonsault from Pete Dunne where he like backflips and lands on his feet, but that's countered and turned into like a jump up from Travis, thinking like he's scouted Pete Dunne enough where he knows him, but Pete Dunne's like, nah, son, you don't. And he turns around, jumps up, and lands instantly into the forearm, which was awesome. There's the X-Plex into the power bomb, which looked awesome for a 2 count. There's the sunset flip miss that they land on each other's feet. There's the drop kick. There's a bitter end counter into a DDT from Travis Banks, which is insane. He goes for what he calls the slice of heaven. He gets locked into some sort of surfboard where Pete Dunne is manipulating the arms, has the legs locked in the STF kind of hold, lifts the arms up, gets to his feet, and curb stomps him.
Yeah, this was awesome.
Literally, American History X just curb stomps him, kills him, picks him up. He goes for the bitter end, and it's countered into a Kiwi Crusher, which is an amazing move. It's the fisherman into like the Michinoku, but he kicks out of that. They both go up to the top rope. They're fighting. Travis is trying to hit some sort of, I don't know, maybe a Rana or a superplex, but Pete Dunne hits his own X-Plex from the top rope, picks up Banks, hits the bitter end, and I'll see you at the bitter end. And Pete Dunne beats him just like that. This was awesome. This, I think, was my match of the night. If I'm being honest. Yeah. I really thought these two guys were just like, hey, we have this X amount of time. Maybe, Travis Banks, who was just kind of called out of nowhere to show up on NXT, didn't quite get the match. He kind of was like, hey, if I'm doing a show at NXT, I want to have a banger. I want to show the world what I can do live on USA. And I don't think he kind of got that last week. So somehow, some way, he got his retribution.
Well, I thought this was actually quite good booking, because you had him beat the Giant last week, where we all went in thinking, oh, this is going to just be a squash.
Jackson Riker.
He's going to look like a geek just being killed by this guy. He got the win, and then he really held his own against Dunne, who everyone like knows is good. Like he's protected in NXT, Phil. But like got a lot of offense against him. I really like the constant counters of the slice of heaven and the bitter end. Like it took 3 attempts at the bitter end before he finally hit it.
Yeah.
And with the awesome figure 4 curb stomp, and then he goes for it again, you think, oh, this is going to be the finish now. And he still countered it. I thought that was great. I think that Dane Priest and Dunne feud did a number on me though, because when Dunne came out, I wasn't excited. I was like, oh, I think I'm kind of overdone. And it took me a while
to get back
into it. Like, and the second half of the match, I agree, it was good, but I don't know. There's something, maybe Dunne's matches have been a bit too formulaic.
They are sometimes.
With Bianca Belair doesn't use that hair whip every single match. And I feel maybe Dunne should shy away from the
stop breaking people's
fingers.
Wow, the guy who loves the breaking the fingers doesn't want to see the breaking the fingers.
Yeah,
you're right. He shouldn't keep doing the same. No one does all the moves in the same.
Because I don't know what it is, but I'm just
sure.
I haven't been too excited about Dunne matches.
I agree with you. It's like he's old product.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, we've seen what you can do now, and it's whatever. He lost to Walter, and that was it for him. Like he hasn't done stuff, but people love that match. So I like this match here tonight.
I did.
And Travis Banks is awesome. Do you see these guys fighting at the Worlds Collide kind of show? Maybe that's where Dunne turns and joins back with NXT UK because it's a versus.
I would like to see them feature Banks more. I'd like to see them now put a couple more wins under Banks, so he is a threat when it comes to Worlds Collide, and I'd like to see him get a good singles match.
He will probably be on that show in a singles match.
So we've had Dunne. Who would you have him in NXT against in a singles match if it was Worlds Collide?
I don't know.
Do you think they're going to do are they going to do a takeover style with just 5 matches?
Yes. There'll only be a handful of matches at this Worlds Collide. I think your main is Adam Cole and Walter.
Yeah.
And that already sells the show, to be honest. But then you fill that with the rest. My real thing is Devlin's one of my favorites. Who do you book him against from NXT?
That's thing. If you're only doing a 5-person,
it's tough.
And I don't watch NXT UK, so even though we like guys like Banks and Devlin, like I don't know if the booking's been so much that way there.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fucking Joe Coffey.
Oh my god, Joe Coffey. Although there is an announcement of a crazy multi-man tag team ladder match for
that sounds awesome.
The NXT UK championships at the next takeover. Is it Blackpool, I believe? So that could be fucking insane because I just imagine Fabian Eichner doing some sort of moonsault with the ladders and stuff.
What about Banks Roddy?
Oh my god, Banks Roddy.
Or if you were to do more of a 4-way, like two from NXT, 2 from NXT UK, you could have like Banks and Devlin, Roddy and Dunne, or something like that.
Devlin, Roderick Strong. Jordan Devlin versus Roderick Strong. Take my money now. Then I'm watching that.
Yeah,
no problem. I mean, we already are, but we're gonna watch it even more.
Yeah.
Because NXT UK, the wrong path.
God,
that theme song that they have.
How is that still their song?
That's their song.
Wrong path.
Wrong path. If you don't know what we're talking about, go look up.
You haven't watched NXT.
You haven't watched NXT UK, or at least the theme song to it. So. Travis Banks falling short to Pete Dunne, but awesome match, honestly. Backstage, Kathy Kelly with Dakota Kai. She says after last week's attack from Mia Yim, she has 8 staples in her head.
Damn.
From going through the tables. If you remember, her head kind of looked like it bounced off one of them or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, 8 staples, people. 8. Count him. She says, Mia Yim was mad, but I beat her. And I'm going to continue to beat everyone in this women's division until I am champion. So Dakota Kai basically saying, hey, don't fucking forget about me because I'm going to be in the women's title picture come the new year, motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so it's cool. They just reminded us about her and let her heal that 8 staples. Sounds awful. But the women's championship is something that is on the line right now in our main event. It is Shayna Bazler defending against the Nightmare, Rhea Ripley, who comes out in Freddy Krueger, inspired drip. She's all about the Nightmare.
Yeah, cool costume.
Yeah, it looks awesome. There's lots of zippers. She looks like Michael Jackson's Thriller versus Freddy Krueger here, and a choker, of course. Shayna Bazler has been champion for 415 days. She's beaten everyone in NXT. I feel like this was like the Asuka, like the streak.
Yeah, and something I did like is when they brought up the loss to Kairi, because that's really her only loss.
True.
They brought it up as more as she's like, yeah, I made a mistake, because it wasn't like Kairi hitting the elbow and pinning her. It was countering the Karafuda clutch and catching her. So it's like, it was a pin snuck away from me rather than a definitive win. So I like that because it makes us, she's just got this one blip.
I hope Kairi's okay.
I hope Kairi's okay.
So Shayna Bazler and Rhea Ripley go head to head here. There's a bunch of they're using the test of strength, trying to go at each other. And Shayna Bazler early on, right away, essentially goes for the elbow stomp. Now, Pete Dunne likes to break your fingers. Shayna Bazler loves to break your elbows and your arms. And when she blocks the elbow stomp, Rhea Ripley psychs out, when someone would pretend when you were a kid, someone would pretend to punch you and go, ha, psych. Yeah. Well, she does that to Shayna, and Shayna is shook. She ducks down, she drops down, she bought it, she is psyched out, and Ripley's like, come on, let's do this. They cut to break, but during the break, Shayna somehow gains the offense and starts beating on Rhea. They both go up top. There's a superplex. There's a German suplex from Ripley. There's then a senton off the apron onto the horses. Sorry, the horsewomen, not actual horses.
Not actual horses.
Horsewomen, who of course show up. I am still not a fan of these two, but I feel like they were out here for their reason. Yeah, not a big fan of them. I like Maria Shafir, but I don't really see much in her.
You like her for other reasons. They're both trash. They're bad.
Because she's with Roddy.
Yeah.
That's
what I meant.
She's Miss Strong.
Yeah.
So there's then she hits the senton to the outside onto them, but as she's getting up, using her hand to lift herself on the steel steps, Shayna comes out of nowhere and basically does the elbow stomp while Shayna's arm is when you use your arm to get up, but on the steps, which looks awesome. They replay this with different angles and different things, and it looks just crazy. Sending her into the steps there. So Shayna now continues to work the arm, and she's bending it and contorting it and torquing it, just busting up Rhea's arm, just pulling on it and bending it ways an arm should not be bent. And Rhea Ripley's got some guns. Ripley is the gun show, in my opinion. She's got the largest arms in the girl. She could fuck you up. And now her arms are being beaten down and beat on, so it makes sense here. And Shayna's just doing that. During the commercial break, another one, the horsewomen are interfering when the ref isn't looking and pull Rhea's shoulder and arm into the ring post on the outside, but the ref suspects some foul play and ejects them. You are out of there. So they're ejected. They leave, but Rhea Ripley continues to fight with Shayna. Somehow hits a drop kick into Shayna, which she then goes flying into the referee, knocking him out. Rhea hits the riptide, but there's no referee to count the pin. He's down. She's like, what the hell, mate? She goes off the apron for another one of those sentons off the cannonballs off the apron, but Shayna moves, so no water in the pool, as Morrow would say, as she just lands on the outside. Looks like it hurts. She somehow just gets up and counters the Karafuda clutch by running Shayna's back into the ring post. They go back. There's a DDT on a chair. The ref wakes up. Shayna gets only a 2 count. It's not over yet. There's the leg lock from Shayna, from Rhea Ripley, the prism trap.
The prism trap, yeah.
This move is
like
cool.
a Texas cloverleaf with a lift inverted. Yeah, it's very cool.
So she's doing that, but that's countered into the Karafuda clutch, or as my spell check says, the careful clutch. So the be careful clutch. The Karafuda clutch, Ripley is trying everything to get out of this. She's rolling around, trying to get the rope. She's ducking the chin, but nothing. The referee is about to do the arm lift thing, and as she does, she grabs the referee's shirt. She's like, I got this. I'm still in this. She fights. She kind of uses the referee as some leverage here to get involved. She gets out of there. She stomps out Shayna Bazler. She puts in the prism trap. Somehow, Shayna gets out of that. There's a huge knee in the corner that looks like it just rocks Rhea Ripley. They both go up top. And as you think Shayna is going to hit some sort of avalanche, something, anything, there's a headbutt from Ripley. And then she hits off the top rope an avalanche riptide. And Rhea Ripley pins Shayna Bazler to become the NXT Women's Champion.
Yeah.
Holy, the nightmare has come true.
I enjoyed this. Yeah. I was, at the start, I was a bit worried because I tend to not enjoy Bazler against likewise opponents.
Anyone?
No, I think against the smaller wrestlers, I think she tells a good story.
Mm-hmm.
But with someone very similar to her in Rhea Ripley, I thought it'd be pretty dull. But I thought Ripley played the babyface so well in this match.
Yes.
And it got more and more heated as it went on. And it started off as your typical kind of Shayna match. And then, yeah, it hooked me in. I thought Rhea looked a complete badass when she grabbed the ref before like passing out and then like managing to break that submission. I don't think this was much of a surprise. I think it was what everyone called.
It was written in the stars for me. I feel like it needed to happen. I feel like Shayna has done everything she needed to do here.
Yeah.
In fact, when I saw the horsewoman with her Goldberg type entrance, I kind of glossed over that. I didn't mention it at all actually. That they walked out with her. In my head, I'm like, I think they're showcasing you two because that might be the last time you two are here as well. So
I don't see them moving up with Shayna.
No, but they could move up to be her lackeys, but they're never going to be in singles matches.
I mean, maybe like matches. if they're not good enough, just have them as valets.
Yeah, legit.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Shayna's strong enough on her own.
Me too.
That she doesn't need the lackeys yet. You can do that later down the line if you want to spice the character up a bit on the main roster. If she has a bit of a title run. That's something you can do further down the line. I don't want to see Bazler now until the Rumble. I think she should be a surprise entrant.
Yes.
I don't want to see the rematch.
No.
I think they should sell this like when Ronda lost her first UFC fight.
Right.
And it's just disappear. No interviews, no nothing. Just disappear.
Win the Royal Rumble.
And then she wins the Rumble, challenges Becky.
There you go. It's set up.
Easy.
Yeah, it's pretty set up. I think that makes more sense.
I think you've got Dakota Kai waiting right away to challenge Ripley.
Yeah.
And then you can have Ripley a good, strong first win. Tegan Nox comes to like attack Dakota Kai at the end of that. You've got that feud going on. I feel you're set up for a while. Where does Candice and Io fit in? Though?
Yeah, I mean, down the line, they can join back into this title picture. That's no problem. I mean, you got to have different feuds, multiple matches, different people in each match. But I mean, Rhea Ripley they've kind of made a star now in this like short little. She was the first ever UK NXT champion, and she was over there doing her thing. And like I've always thought she was really good and really cool. She has a great look. Through the video you saw, like her look has changed and everything's changed, which I think she's found it, and she's like found maybe more of herself. And I don't know, I'm not saying wrestling wise, but something about her reminds me of Jeff Hardy, where she's like it was kind of, I guess because the way the video was, but like the way she was kind of like the underdog. She's maybe more alternative. Shows her with clips of her in the crowd saying, with people just supporting her and just having her back. And like I just find her kind of a woman of the people. Sure, more like kind of like that. Some from what they showed me. So like with that package they showed me, with her winning now, they got me to be like, fuck yeah, the good guy won in this movie today.
I can't see it being a particularly long reign, to be honest, because I think they're going to want her on main roster pretty soon.
Vince already is like,
with Survivor Series and all that. I think she's going to have like a couple of months, and they'll get it onto Io
Shirai.
But Io is so over. I can't see that match.
I like Rhea Ripley too. I would like Rhea Ripley. If Io Shirai gets me high, Rhea Ripley gets me ripped.
Sure.
Is that how it works?
Yeah,
sure.
Why not?
So yeah, I like this match. It did everything it needed to do. It was one of my favorite Shayna matches for sure. And it was a lot of fun, and it's what needed to happen. Like literally storyline wise, this is what needed to happen.
And this was the right person to beat Shayna.
I don't want to sound like the negative Nancy, but Shayna Bazler has held the title captive, and now we're free from the Bazler era. We can move on. We can move on. I'm not saying she's had her ups and downs.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to just move on with that.
Yeah, me too.
It was the same way with Asuka. I was super into the Asuka thing, but you know what? It was time to move on.
It reached its peak. Yeah. And unfortunately with Asuka, we never got a payoff with that. It just got relinquished.
We shouldn't even get started.
And then it's got to be noted, after the match, all the Full Sail crowd kind of stormed the ring.
It looked awesome. It was like a superhero fairy tale ending here with, she's being lifted up. There's members of the wrestlers. crowd, like and it was just awesome. It was what happens when someone wins their first title and stuff like that. So
it was cool.
Awesome moment here. I mean, this episode of NXT, I feel like a lot of people chose a ladder show, or maybe didn't watch this tonight live because of holidays and stuff like that. But I overall enjoyed this episode.
It was a strong outing. Pretty much just matches, no real angles. Apart from the Gargano one, really.
Sure. And the hat.
Went to Twitter, asked what the match of the night was. Overwhelmingly, it was Ripley versus Bazler. Rhea Ripley.
The Ripper.
The Rippler. Rhea Ripley versus Bazler, 74%.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the match. I think I was just more shocked to see Banks versus Dunne on tonight. Like,
I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting it, so I thought it was a little banger or cracker, like they say in the UK. So this was NXT from tonight. I'm interested in seeing where all the stories take place into the new year, because this was the last one of 2019.
Yeah.
Now, me and you doing Up Next way before the USA debut, but since debuting on USA, they've done like some crazy matches. They've literally like stepped up. So the Wednesday Night Wars will continue on into 2020. But this was a strong outing, as you said.
Absolutely.
Should we see what some people thought of this?
Yeah,
and I mean, our forum.postwrestling.com is where we post up feedback thread. It's free to join and all that stuff for the Post Wrestling family. You can join in there and write in. And do you want to go first?
Sure. We go to Mystery. Hi, everyone. Not much to say about tonight, so here are my thoughts. Balor lost to the shock of no one, thanks to Johnny. Had a feeling he was coming. Very sad Cameron Grimes got his hat back. Io won her match, and it was nice. That being said, I wonder what a fan yelled at her during her entrance, because she turned around and called them a bitch shortly after her music stopped. I didn't
catch that. I got to watch that back.
Ripley being NXT Women's Champion feels a bit weird. I mean, I thought she would win, but it feels like they booked her like a superwoman in that match. And I don't like that at all, especially in NXT. As an aside, the Kyrie situation at TLC was pretty awful. And I feel like it was a combination of management and Charlotte being incompetent. I remember Mark Henry bringing up that Charlotte doesn't like Kyrie, apparently, and is very reckless with her in matches. I've not heard that. But,
wow.
Okay. Question of the week. Brady, are you okay? Morrow dropped the news that Io Shirai is engaged to Evil. There are plenty of other fish in the sea.
Oh, I mean, I'm a little hurt. I can't lie, but I've rejoined Tinder. I'm trying my best. That's all I can say.
God bless.
Thank you.
And with Rhea being champion, who do you see dethroning her when it's time? I think it'll be Io when it's time. Maybe move her into a badass tweener role.
Yeah, Io's going to be an even bigger star. You can't just you just watch her. You can't deny.
I think it's easier to beat someone who is a babyface. Like, even though she's coming across as this superwoman, you look on the main roster and you've got Bray Wyatt with his gimmick, who is an unstoppable monster.
Sure.
It's like, how on earth, like, after all this shit we've seen happen to him, how on earth can he lose? Who can beat him? Whereas Ripley, you can have a heel cheat and win. So I don't know, maybe Dakota Kai. That's always my answer. Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai gets me high.
But I could, because I do see Io turning more babyface. So I could see maybe like a little bit of hot potatoing.
Sure, I'm for it. I think the women's division is so strong here in NXT. It beats every other division right now, in my opinion. So yeah, I want to see all of them at the most I can. This is a show where I want to see like definitely more than one women's match in a show, because the main characters here in the women's division are like so good, especially tonight. Rhea and Shayna definitely, I think, delivered tonight. So, and
it's really in NXT more so than the main roster. It's who catches fire, who do people really start gravitating towards? Because you saw Kyrie started getting so popular, so gave her the win over Shayna. And then everyone since then, it's like Nikki Cross wasn't going to do it.
Yeah.
Bianca Belair wasn't going to do it. And I like Bianca Belair, but it wasn't the time.
Right.
Io Shirai, as she was then, wasn't going to be the one to do it.
Now she's like a superstar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Rhea made sense completely.
We go to Paul from New Jersey. He says, also very sad Cameron Grimes got his hat back. Full disclosure, I don't care about Priest versus Dane. I can't remember why they're feuding. Something about nut shots. The good news, Io Shirai is back on TV with excellent showcase with Santana Garrett. And the bad news, oh my God, rub it in. Brady, she's not getting married to you. Some genius she is. I'm sure it's a rough for the Shayna superfan, but this had to happen. Rhea Ripley has built up in phenomenal style, and it's time for the Queen of Spades to win the Raw Women's title, the SmackDown Women's title, and hell, throw the Intercontinental title in while she's at it because she's that damn good. If you haven't already, can you guys discuss the TLC main event? Yes, we have turned that on. Oh, we did talk about that a few times now. Never forget you are the superior brand. Yes, we are thankful we get to watch NXT. Thank you, Paul. And yes, guys, I know Io Shirai is engaged. Maybe
just engaged. She's not hitched yet.
I mean, you're saying there's still a chance?
Of course.
Wait, so this means that she's engaged to Evil.
Yeah.
That means they've been dating for some time. Do you think that when they started dating is when she started turning evil?
Oh,
right?
Maybe.
Right?
No, that's very quick.
Because like she
you know what you should do to get back at Evil?
Okay.
Get engaged to Sonata. That'll show him.
I mean, Sonata is handsome.
He's good. Like I don't like the fluff.
Yeah, what's he
like
doing
when he gets
that?
rid of the fluff?
What's he doing with that?
Yeah,
as a ginger bearded man,
he's a good-looking guy.
He's a good-looking guy, but what's the blonde beard?
Well, you can tell him when you start dating.
I gotta freshen up on my Japanese again.
Yeah.
Brenton77, good show overall, despite the outcome of the two main events being somewhat predictable. I thought Rhea and Shayna tore the house down, and Rhea is super over with that crowd. It was great, but as soon as they were on the turnbuckle at the end, I knew what was going to happen. Avalanche Riptide for the win, albeit a bit sloppy.
Matt from the 604. Well, you boys were right and called both title matches. I'm excited for the women's division, but worried about where Finn goes from here. And so to the random question, what's the best and worst Christmas present you've ever received? Damn. What's the best Christmas present you've ever
Best
received?
was Nintendo 64. I think I've said this on the show recently.
Yeah.
Worst, nothing springs to mind really.
Socks and underwear when you're 8, but when you're like,
that's all I want.
When you're this
now.
age,
Yeah.
This is all I want. Give me all the Calvins. Best, I got an Optimus Prime. It was lit. It was the gorilla one. That was awesome. Worst gift ever. Fuck. I don't know.
No, my family have always been pretty good with presents.
Yeah.
Can't think of anything. Haven't had any. Yeah.
Like, I guess I did once at work a few years ago, not here, but back in the UK. We were doing Secret Santas, and I'm saying before I open mine, it's like, oh, you can always tell it's someone like in the office who doesn't know you when you get chocolates.
Right. Oh, that's
lame. Because I feel like talk about enough shit that it's like,
you should understand.
You can get me something wrestling related, Star Wars related, comic book related, anything like that, or Arsenal related, whatever, and be like, oh, it shows you've had at least one conversation with me at some point. And because another guy one year got me like luchador masks.
Oh.
And it was this guy I worked one shift with.
And he knows you
like lucha. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's
like how I got a ramen bowl last year because this girl knew I loved ramen.
So I'm saying this, open up the present, it's a box of chocolates. And then I realized it was the person I said it to who I'd met that night. I was like, oh,
wow. So he hated you.
Yeah.
Wow.
She.
I once got when CDs were around. I got 2 CDs from a cousin who doesn't really know me that well because it was Nickelback and Black Eyed Peas. 2 of America's favorite bands.
You said, thanks, I've got Napster.
I got LimeWire. I mean, what? Is it my turn?
It's mine. Wrestlingram. Remember the Ely brothers? Wrestlingram remembers. Okay.
And here we go. It's the Shayna superfan, Eva from London. Yes, the Shayna superfan. Rest of the show was stellar. Cole Balor delivered. Dana Priest was a surprise decent. Banks Dunne was good. The main event was phenomenal, except the crowd filling the ring. I thought it was hokey. And third of the match happened in the commercial break. First, in my opinion, this was the right call and the right person to take it. Not Io, not Bianca, not Candice. Rhea. She is over and provided the perfect foil for Bazler. Second, twice during the match, they had me bite on Shayna winning, the chair shot and the Karafuda arm drop spot. Yeah, I bit on the arm drop. I thought it was over. And as someone who called Rhea winning since her "You haven't beat me" promo, I'll admit I got worked. 3, looks like Shayna headed to Raw or SmackDown ASAP. Does she debut in the Rumble? I think we said yeah.
She should debut in the Rumble.
As a Shayna superfan, this was bittersweet. It's nice to see her move on to bigger and better things. Come on, WrestleMania. And after being the staple of NXT's women division for a year, that belt will never shine as bright as it did around the waist of the Queen of Spades. Keep up the good work, boys. Merry Christmas. And P.S. Reed Paul from New Jersey's post could not agree more. About Cameron Grimes' hat, probably.
Right. Yeah, what I like about the idea of her debuting and winning at the Rumble is it makes people go, it makes NXT seem important. And it makes you go, oh, maybe I should be watching that.
Yeah.
Rather than debuting her on Raw. Like the next 2 weeks are nothing in wrestling because it's holidays. So you have 3 weeks with her on Raw to build up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if she is going to win that. So, I think that should be her debut. Harry from Houston. Sorry I haven't been able to leave feedback since NXT went live. I've been taking night classes every Wednesday for the last semester.
Whoa.
But now I'm going to be able to watch live again. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you, Harry from Houston. Hey, that rhymes. I wonder if he's taking night classes, like wrestling classes.
Maybe.
Should we take some wrestling classes?
Let's do it. New Year.
Do you want a Christmas gift?
Yeah. All I have to say right now is that Shayna versus Ripley might be in serious contention for match of the year in NXT. Everything from the entrances to the celebration had me on the edge of my seat and was one of the few matches in recent memory that forced me to stand up from my couch in anxiety as Ripley was in the clutch. The whole presentation was pure magic and made the whole Shayna run worth it. Rhea will be a great champion, and I hope she gets a solid run with that belt because she's quickly becoming one of the hottest baby faces in the entire show.
Yeah, agreed. Definitely. Let's go to last one here. Nas from New York, not the rapper. Condolences to Davie for results last week from across the Atlantic. Hope the news right down south here helps.
Thank you. Thank you.
This show, though, these 3 months run of NXT has been the best wrestling on TV since the SmackDown 6. Ooh, yeah. Yo, bars. I agree. The SmackDown 6, though. Fuck, that's a bold move. That's a bold statement. He says, just unreal. Last week, I said that the middle of the show fell flat, so they gave us 3 superb matches sandwiched by 2 championship matches. Grimes and Kushida, Dunne versus Banks were so good, and it's always good to see Shirai. The depth of the women's division is scary. Santana Garrett looked good, and that last who turned up on Raw, Deonna Purrazzo, to face Asuka was good too. Yeah, Deonna Purrazzo, who's just been chilling with Chelsea Green, who I think is having a match next week on Raw. So that's interesting. These 2 championship matches were predictable, but I like when wrestling is predictable because it means that it also makes sense. Genuinely popped for Rhea. That title feels like the most prestigious title in all of WWE. Felt huge.
Yeah, it's true.
Also happy to see that Mr. NXT is back.
Oh, yeah, my best friend, John.
Your best friend, John. Johnny Haircut.
Johnny Haircut
is back. Yes, thank you, everyone, for the feedback. So, yeah, NXT is kind of taking a break. They've obviously filmed some stuff for next week that's going to air. I believe Roderick Strong is having an open challenge. And then I believe they taped Candice and Taynara. I'm not sure what they're doing otherwise. I'm sure they have other stuff they've taped that they can air.
There'll be a lot of video packages and probably award stuff and that kind of thing.
So we are going to skip Christmas, but again, you can find us doing some whole other whack of shows. We just did Best Match Ever, where we literally watched and dissected all the TLC matches. And if that's not enough, we've been going and dissecting the top 10 best matches of the year, 2019. Me and this guy have been watching so much New Japan at like 4 a.m. We've just been watching these Ishii matches. Tom. He might be my wrestler of the year, dude.
Tom's great. Tom's a great wrestler.
Tomohiro Ishii.
Yeah.
One of my favorite wrestlers. I think. Like, fantastic. So we've been watching all these things for our Patreon. Again, patreon.com/upNXT. Go there. For $5, you get all our shows. And we've been loving doing this. We did Goldberg in Santa's Sleigh.
Yeah.
There's a Christmas movie, a Christmas horror movie starring the greatest wrestler in the WWE.
Greatest wrestler ever in the WWE.
Bill Goldberg is an evil Santa. We watched that. We reviewed that. It's crazy. It's insane. we did it. We also did Gremlins this past month for Christmas, the horror Christmas combo, really. But we're doing so much, so we are taking Christmas off. But you can go find all the stuff that we just mentioned all on our Patreon. It's all up there. We post schedule. We're gonna have a January schedule up soon as well for all the stuff we're gonna be doing next month, including What's Next, Best Matches Ever, all that fun stuff. We can't say thank you enough to our patrons. So what else is there to say tonight?
There will be a show next week, but
right.
it's in the bank. It's in the can, as they say.
All right.
So do check your app because something will show up.
Right. Christmas morning.
Yes.
We will be putting a little something.
A little present
for our Nerf herders out there, our scruffy Nerf herders out there. So thank you for listening to us. Again, go follow the upNXT Twitter at upNXT Podcast. Go listen, subscribe, rate, review, whatever podcast app you're using, and give us a review there. And follow myself, Braden Herrington. I am on Twitter and Instagram. I am at the Bray D.
And I am at Davie Portman.
So we will talk to you this week, next week, all the weeks, and we'll be back in the new year, definitely, with more NXT in the Wednesday Night Wars. So do us a favor, throw them up, take care, goodbye, and happy Impeachment Day.